try to be crazy me. I'm just gonna be stressed out me that's leaving in 4 or 5 days for not even that long. I have a week, I'm joking. Feels like 4 or 5 days. That all of this pallet and the rock sliders we just unboxed need to get on my truck, and new coil springs are going in on Friday, but I'm not doing that myself. And a new camper and a new drawer system that's not built yet. That's how trade shows go. Cool, we got some other fun stuff from Factor 55. I learned how to overland from an Australian on YouTube because they actually know how to do stuff.
That's not a knife, that's a knife.
So I completely redid my recovery kit based on 4x4 Australia. The guy is awesome. Ronnie Dahl, go check him out. I've never winched in my life. And so I have saw shackles, I have tree savers. Winch extension rope is something that he highly recommended. So I'm trusting you, buddy. All right, so the rest of this stuff that we're unpacking so I can find out if anything's missing. This is all stuff from Addictive Desert Designs. Go check them out. They hooked us up with a bunch of this stuff. So this is just a fair lead for a winch, which is pretty badass. One of my goals with this build is to actually have a winch on the front of my truck. I've been in enough situations where I'm able to self recover because I have max tracks. I thought that was gonna fall on me. I wear flip flops all the time, so I'm like on edge. I've had max tracks and I've self recovered, and I even carry like a little hand winch that I use for arbor cutting down trees at my house. Anyway, I want a winch. And so the problem with a winch on a Raptor is that your intercooler is too low to be able to really get it inside of there nice and tidy. And so this is a front bumper, a rear bumper, and an intercooler replacement, which is basically a radiator that mounts it up higher. So I can fit a nice fancy worn winch in there, which hopefully shows up before the trip. Fingers are crossed. It's hilarious that in my, the video just before this, I was like, do everything like from the OEM, don't touch anything. And then I'm here changing everything about my truck, but not the suspension. That's why the Raptor's killer. Actually, I am adding new coils to the rear because camper and a drawer system is heavy. But other than that, it's all OEM. This feels like a stressful, like multi-parent Christmas. Like, I'm like, I got all this stuff, but now I don't know what to do with it. Got to figure out how to bolt this onto my truck, you know? Ho, ho, ho. Dude, they use expanding foam for packaging. Look at that. Ho, ho, ho. It's the rear bumper, dude. Look at that. Oh, that's so nice. It's beautiful. Oh, I think our rock sliders are heavier than this bumper. I will admit this literally serves no purpose at all. It looks good. It's gonna match the front bumper. It's kind of like a pre-runner style. I feel like I'm the guy that I hate on all the time, just saying that people just do mods to look cool. I'll at least use it. Maybe I'll make an excuse that it actually improves my breakover. Nope. What do you call this one? You have your departure angle. That's the rear. No idea how to get this out. Here's your pillow for camping, Mitchell. I told Jeremy I'm gonna kick you out of the tent and just make you sleep in a ground tent in Moab. He's like, are you serious? I'm like, I might be serious. Go put it in a pile. These guys are out of Prescott, Arizona, I believe. Addictive Desert Designs. Everyone's build quality is insane, dude. The powder coating, the tubular steel with all the gussets and the designs. This is why I don't weld. This is why the campers kind of bolt together and cut everything and rivet it together, because I can't do this. I'm not a fabber. This is amazing. We're gonna get all this laid out, and then I'm gonna go install a phone mount in my truck. Less intimidated by the bumpers. It's the intercooler, man. It's like the actual meat of Meat of what? What's the saying? It's the meat of the sandwich. Normally I would make fun of people that buy bumpers because they're just a waste of money, but now I am in that category. There is a purpose though. One is to look cool. Two is to add functionality to your vehicle. The front specifically is a winch bumper. There's trail in Moab that I want to hit up, and I want the security of being able to winch to somebody else or to just get unstuck by myself because I travel alone a lot. Before we actually get into the video, let me just give you a quick caveat if you are going to be buying new bumpers. There's recovery points on most vehicles, not all, on the rear and the front that are actually recovery rated. If you're gonna go out and get stuck, you need to make sure that you have good recovery points. Now, if you're buying new bumpers, you need to make sure that with your new bumper, you still have a way to get unstuck. So I think these points on my new bumper, they're actually not there. And so for me to be able to get unstuck from the rear, if I'm trying to bring my back end around or have somebody pull me out, I'll actually use my tow hitch for that. The front, I haven't quite decided if I'm gonna keep the recovery points because I have a winch up there where I'm probably not gonna be getting towed out by somebody. I'm gonna be pulling myself out. So something to keep in mind as you're shopping around. Let's get to the build. All right, we got the rear bumper done. Today is all about the front bumper. We got a bumper from Addictive Desert Designs. Thanks guys for hooking us up with this. It brings the winch inside of the front bumper, has a cool pre-runner look. But to make room for all that, we actually have to replace our intercooler and move it to a high mount location, which requires cutting to my front grille on the inside, relocating tons of adaptive cruise control brackets. This is an actual build that I'm not used to. So let's get into it. So I'll try to hold it. Today was the big day. Today's Wednesday. We tore off our front bumper, and the whole reason we're doing this is so I can get a winch on my truck so that I can get unstuck when I'm dumb by myself out in the wild. And I kind of messed up. I bought a winch that wasn't on the approved list. They said that it may or may not work. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. It's like the nicest worn winch you can buy. I was pretty jazzed on it. It has a remote clutch, so I could use my phone to like pull out the winch cord, so I don't have to get underneath my truck. Anyway, it's too big. So we're getting another winch that will be here on Friday that's actually on the approved list. But this is the new ADD intercooler. The funny thing is that there was already an aftermarket intercooler on this, a Cobb intercooler, which is an amazing intercooler. But it made it really difficult this morning. Let me come show you the pile over here of stuff. Made it really difficult because when we're reading the instructions, nothing matched the photos. So reality was just like, what's going on? And it didn't have the recirc valve on there because somebody had already thrown a blow-off valve, which is why the truck sounds so awesome. Highly recommend one of those. Super cool sounding. Tip, probably mentioned this before, but do not go mudding before you do vehicle work. It might be the biggest regret of my life. Like it's pretty terrible.
Don't show them the clean stuff.
Yeah, look at the pile. We've been sweeping up a couple times a day. The one silver lining though with somebody installing an aftermarket intercooler is that they've already done some work to cut out some of the plastic of the grill. So it'll make our time a little bit easier. All we have left to do is remount our adaptive cruise controller bracket, get the new winch in on Friday, bolt it on. I think Blaze has the wiring harness on the new bumper pretty much dialed, right?
Yeah, pretty close. Need to do a plug extension.
Because this guy has all of our, if you can see down here, all of our parking sensors. So we get a sweet kind of almost frame cut look and still have high tech. So I don't run into things. All right, we are on the passenger side now. Basically all of these just clamp directly to your frame. They have great instructions for which bolts go where and which, basically there's call them a spacer that goes on the back side of your frame to clamp it. There's 4 of these, so everything says 1, 2, 3, 4, what bolt to use. On the hardness scale, this is pretty easy to do. Just take some time. We didn't even have a lift. We just lifted up these with a jack. So go get yourself some rock sliders, white knuckle, off-road, California. These guys are awesome. Maybe we'll cut to some B-roll of us being idiots in Moab. See you around. We have hit rock sliders 2-3 times, like grazed them. So thankful for those. Kind of peace of mind that I'm not gonna squish my door in or get high-sided on something bad. So I like that. Oh, damn, bro. Take that, Moab. All right, now that we've gone over the exterior of the truck, rock sliders, bumpers, let's talk about some of the interior build. This was actually at Overland Expo SoCal. I met these guys. The company is called Onward. They're out of Bend, and they make some of the coolest soft shell organization that I've seen for inside of your truck. And so what they have here is kind of a seat back organization system and also a headrest organization system that's completely modular, and it's actually really easy to take off. So this is my Starlink kit here. We're kind of making Molly really easy to use because all of this stuff basically has Velcro and tabs. And so anytime I have some tools, suture kit, whatever you call this thing, Mitchell?
Tourniquet.
Tourniquet. They have some really cool tabs on here to make it easy to come off. And on the outside, we have my suture kit, tourniquet, some tools. This is just to take Starlink in and out really easily. I love the catch-all bag that you can basically put anything in. It fits a laptop really easily. There is also a pouch on the inside here that you can put a laptop in. Just super cool stuff. So go check out the guys at Onward. I'm always trying to find ways to organize my truck because I always have stuff everywhere. And if you want to check this out, Mitchell, we have a water bottle container here. And then we also have a trash can here that has been so good on trips. Yeah, check out their site. Let's move to the front seat and I'll show you some of the organization up there. All right, up front, everyone needs a phone mount. Honestly, the fan vent mounts, if you guys have used them, are terrible. The best mount I found is from a company called Bullet Point Mounting Solutions. And they have a custom kit for vehicles that basically actually bolts into your little accessory tray up here. I had one of these on my old F-150. I have one on the Raptor. And then they have these articulating arms so you can position your phone wherever works best. This is one of their MagSafe mounts. And then they also have a really sweet kit for actually organizing cables. I don't have wireless charging on the mount. And we also use these mounts. Mitchell has one of these for his phone for long road trips. And then we have a action camera mount for getting some cool shots. So, all right. And the last thing on the list for me that's absolutely necessary is an in-vehicle safe. When you're on the road for long periods of time, you need cash. I put my passport in here. Anything that I don't want to get stolen, like my radios, if somebody breaks into your car, which has happened to me actually more times, 3-4 times on the road, getting windows broken, if you're parked in a hotel, it's just really nice to know your gear is secure. And then also for personal protection, when you're out and about in the wilderness, we've had some crazies come upon us in camp, and feeling secure and protected is really important when you're out by yourself in the wild. So I think that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed kind of the process of the build with the rock sliders, with the bumpers, the winch that we haven't used yet, but when you need it, you need it. The foam mounts, safe, onward. Go check those guys out. Go check out the White Knuckle Off-Road if you're looking for some vehicle recovery gear, addictive desert designs, and these guys, bullet point mounting solutions. I think I mentioned everyone. So thanks for your help with the build, guys. We'll see you in the mountains.